Breaking, canceled live Morgan plans led to Stephanie Vaquer. WWE return on Raw. Hello guys, welcome to my channel. I am Elena. Have a nice day. For the latest news update, please subscribe the channel and press the bell. Icon Liv. Morgan retained the WWE Women's World Championship in her first title defense. On the Raw after SummerSlam 2026, she was confronted by Becky Lynch and Stephanie Vaquer. However, according to a report from Self-Made PW, the plan was to have Sky win the Women's World Championship at SummerSlam by dethroning Morgan. Sky won the Queen of the Ring tournament, defeating Morgan in the final, and called her shot at the title. Corey Hayes of False Finish quoted the report of Sky being considered to win the Women's World Championship and claimed that the plan was always for her to win the Queen of the Ring. Meanwhile, Morgan was always going to retain the title at SummerSlam, leading to the segment that occurred on this week's Raw, involving Lynch and Vaquer. Liv Morgan wants to keep the WWE Women's World Championship for 1,000 days. Liv Morgan recently reached 100 days as the WWE Women's World Champion. However, she has bigger goals and wants to hit 1,000 days as champion. Liv Morgan defeated Stephanie Vaquer at WrestleMania 42 to win the WWE Women's World Championship. She won the title with help from her Judgment Day stablemates, Roxanne Perez and Raquel Rodriguez. At SummerSlam, it was the same story all over again, as Perez and Rodriguez once again got involved, taking out Sky behind the referee's back, which ultimately led to Sky retaining her title. Liv Morgan's next title defense could be against either Becky Lynch or Stephanie Vaquer, with both having sights on the Women's World title. Judgment Day member was reportedly being considered to quit the faction. The group is once again starting to collect championships, with Morgan holding the Women's World title and Mysterio holding the AAA Mega Championship. Rodriguez added the Women's Intercontinental Championship before the SummerSlam Premium Live event by dethroning Sol Ruca. According to Self-Made PW, WWE reportedly considered Perez's exit from the Judgment Day. The Prodigy officially became a member of the group in June 2025 and replaced an injured Morgan as the Women's Tag Team Champion with Rodriguez. Roxanne Perez discussed bumping heads with Judgment Day stablemate Liv Morgan on WWE Raw. Roxanne Perez and Liv Morgan bumped heads on Monday Night Raw after a shove from Stephanie Vaquer, who at the time was feuding with Morgan over the Women's World Championship. Speaking on Not Sam Wrestling Live, Perez revealed that the sound of the collision of their heads was the scariest thing that had happened to her in professional wrestling. The former NXT Women's Champion revealed that Morgan still has the knot on her head to this day. Every time someone brings that up to me, that sound just replays in my head. It's literally like a horror movie. I can still hear it, and it makes me cringe. That was one of the scariest things that's ever happened to me in professional wrestling. Like seriously, Liv Morgan still has that knot on her head to this day, and that was 5 months ago. Immediately, I heard the sound. Immediately. Clunk, I heard the crack. And I was like, oh my God, I was just lying on the floor and I was pressing my head because I was like, I just know I have a bump. Perez was in action against Sol Ruca on this week's Monday Night Raw. Post-match, the Judgment Day was confronted by the returning Becky Lynch before the returning Stephanie Vaquer also came face-to-face with the faction once again. SummerSlam plans changed. Liv Morgan versus Sky. Future direction revealed Women's World Champion, Liv. Morgan successfully defended her title against Sky at SummerSlam 2026. Now, a recent report has shed light on the Stamford-based promotion's original plans for the biggest party of the summer. After facing defeat to Sky in the final of the Queen of the Ring tournament at Night of Champions earlier this year, Liv Morgan faced the same opponent at SummerSlam, with her world title on the line. The Judgment Day member managed to defeat her rival, but it seems that wasn't always the plan WWE had. A recent report from Self-Made Pro suggests that the Genius of the Sky was supposed to pick up the win in the title match against the Judgment Day member. It was further reported that the plan for Sky to win had been in place for over a month before the finish was changed. Curiously, the original plan also had Morgan and Stephanie Vaquer having a non-title program in the fall. Meanwhile, the former Women's World Champion Vaquer returned on the latest episode of Raw to make her presence felt against the Judgment Day. it would have appeared that Morgan and the returning Vaquer would pick up where they left off from WrestleMania 42. But Becky Lynch also showed up and announced her interest in the world title. Liv Morgan had 2 surprises on Raw. Liv Morgan came out alongside Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez before the latter's bout against Sol Ruca on this week's episode of Raw. The members of the Judgment Day then attacked Ruca, who had picked up the win over Perez via disqualification. Just as the heel stable made their numbers game count, out walked Becky Lynch. Lynch addressed Morgan's championship reign and how she had hardly defended the title since winning it at WrestleMania 42. Morgan tried to walk away after calling Lynch jealous, only for her second surprise to show up. Stephanie Vaquer returned from her injury that had kept her away from WWE television since late April and went straight after the members of the heel stable. The segment ended with Vaquer and Lynch arguing over who gets to go after Morgan's title. With the man's renewed interest in the women's world title, it remains to be seen what WWE does in the weeks ahead to determine the title picture on Monday Night Raw. Liv Morgan shows off battle scars following WWE Raw attack women's world champion Liv. Morgan showed off her battle scars after she was attacked this past Monday night on WWE Raw. The veteran successfully defended her title in the opening match of SummerSlam 2026. Becky Lynch and Stephanie Vaquer returned this past Monday night to confront Liv Morgan and the Judgment Day. Stephanie Vaquer had not been seen since dropping the Women's World Championship to Morgan at WrestleMania 42. Vaquer attacked Morgan and beat her down in the ring before the Judgment Day retreated. The Women's World Champion took to her Instagram story today to show off her battle scar following the attack. The veteran has a black eye, and you can check it out by clicking here. IYO Sky won the Queen of the Ring tournament earlier this year, earning a title shot against Liv Morgan at SummerSlam. Morgan picked up the victory at the PLE over the weekend to retain the title. Stephanie Vaquer missed a few months of action due to a shoulder injury before her return on Raw. Becky Lynch went on hiatus after being eliminated from the Queen of the Ring tournament on the June 8th edition of Raw. The veteran was a heel when she went on hiatus, but has seemingly returned as a babyface. Liv Morgan celebrates second anniversary with major WWE star WWE Raw. Star Liv Morgan recently celebrated her second anniversary with Dominic Mysterio. Mysterio is in a storyline relationship with Morgan on WWE TV. Their relationship began at SummerSlam 2024 when Dirty Dom betrayed Rhea Ripley in favor of Morgan. The champion took to social media earlier this week to celebrate 2 years with Mysterio and claimed that the AAA Mega Champion changed everything for her. 2 years with my daddy Dom. You changed everything for me. I wouldn't want to be here with anyone else. Look at us. Who would have thought Dominic Mysterio lost a human monies on a pole match to Danhausen at SummerSlam 2026? It will be interesting to see how long Morgan